Landmines and jellyfish. Welcome back to Knives, I guess. And how long do you think it would take for me to get kicked out of Blade Show for rating knives based on mouthfeel? Asking for a friend. That friend is me. But I skipped the last day of carrying this because it got too painful, and I had mentioned that. So instead, I carried this guy right here. And this is the third Ozark Trail knife that I picked up. It hadn't been carried yet, so I figured, why not? It has to be better than this. And so it's a $5 knife, and for that $5, you get a pocket clip. It's tip up, which is the Lord's carry. You got a lanyard hole right here. You got a flipper tab. Let's flick the bean. Yeah, you got a frame lock right here and thumb studs. And it was reasonably comfortable to carry outside of one minor issue. You see how much wider those thumb studs are than the frame of the knife? That's kind of ridiculous. And I'm pretty sure what's happened is they just have a huge stockpile of the same thumb studs that they use for everything. So that doesn't really account for, you know, a thinner knife body or anything like that. You just get what you get. And what that meant was this little knob on the thumb stud right here dug in a little bit and created a tiny hot spot that I felt off and on all day. But you know what? I've had a lot worse, and a lot worse is sitting right here. So I can't really complain too much. You know, the dingus end of this thing, it wasn't hitting my hand and chafing me all day long. You know, this is rounded out better than a lot of these are down here. And cheaper to boot. And so I took the factory edge out for a test drive, and I went through the plastic on the pallet like I do. And it did a pretty good job of cutting through that single layer. You know, I'm not too mad at the factory edge. And I tried to show the factory edge last night when I wanted to do this video, but I couldn't get a single cut that didn't do something stupid on me while I was on the paper. I don't know if that was me or that was the knife, but after about 4 minutes of struggling, I gave up, I scrubbed the video, and I went upstairs and complained. So, let's see if I can get a decent cut with this off of this factory edge. Oh, gentlemen, I'm on the edge right here. I'm in the danger zone. I don't even want to start. You know, it could just be this edge had a burr on it that got knocked off. So, I mean, the factory edge cuts, but it ain't happy about it. You know, and it's kind of weird. Yeah, it doesn't like cutting paper now. You know, I don't know if it had a burr on it that I knocked off. I put it through a piece of cardboard. One piece. And I'll show you how it performed on this piece of cardboard, because there's a little bit of oddity to it. This did better than yesterday. You know, so it's doing okay with the cardboard right now. Yesterday I was getting stuck and making that noise you get when you push a straw in and out of a drink from a fast food joint. Yeah, so I mean, it's not bad for cutting cardboard up. It's not bad for opening packages. While we're sitting here, let's go ahead and take a shot at the newsprint, see if that does any favors. Yeah, it's an okay cut. It's okay. Let's see if it'll shave. Not really shaving. So, I mean, you don't get the best factory edge in the world out of these things. The ones on the axis locks were definitely better. And the one that I carried was still better after being used. But I think what happened is I had a small burr here that got knocked off. Like, it doesn't really feel that sharp anymore. And it's not a big deal to sharpen it up if I wanted to. But, you know, I expected the edge to be a little bit better, because I think the cut test when I first got it was a little impressive. But again, I think I knocked a small burr off is what had happened there. So this is the last Ozark Trail knife that I bought. Like I said, I carried it for a day. It was all right for a day. It's not something I really want to carry all that often. This is definitely something that you throw in the car or you throw in your toolbox. So when you got to cut something nasty, you use this instead of your good one. And, you know, I would trust this knife to do a lot of stuff. I would trust it to push it through some heavier cuts. That being said, I wouldn't be surprised if something failed on it. But, you know what, for $5, you can't really argue. It's still a good value for $5, but you got to know what you're getting. It's not the best in the world by a long shot, but it does justify its price point pretty well. So I'm not mad at it. You know, I would say for $5, go ahead and get it. Now, I will say this was on the Christmas display in the middle of the sporting goods section with all the other knives. Like if you watch Steel City Knives, he went through a ton of those knives. They were no longer out the last time I was there. The display was beat down and kind of ragged out, and it was on the last few knives, I think, before that cardboard went in the baler. So if you're really, really intent on finding this thing, good luck. It's probably not worth spending that much time chasing down, but if you happen to see one, snag it. You know, again, abuse and abandon. You know, this is something, again, I could travel with this for a week and be okay with it, but I'd have to sharpen this one first, which that's a first for a knife I'm okay to travel with, having to sharpen it before I travel. But, you know, I got the toys for sharpening, so it wouldn't be a big deal. But, you know, I wanted to fill you guys in on how this thing was for a day. I'm probably not going to carry this for any extended period of time. I may find somewhere else to send it or someone else to give it to. You know, I got what I needed out of it. So, all that being said, thanks for looking at my crap. Subscribers, you guys are awesome. Y'all are still coming in all the time. I am so grateful and I am quite humbled. Comments, I love some feedback, so let me have it. And all that being said, y'all have a nice day.